Hello, Kenyans. Having watched the chariot or the spectacle that was displayed in Kenyan politics these past 2 weeks, and how everything was rushed through Parliament and through the Senate to dethrone or to impeach the so-called impeachment of the deputy president, I can officially say that Kenya is a one-party state. All the hard work that was done to protect the rights of the citizens, to make the citizens' voices heard, was mutilated through this spectacle that was served to Kenyans. Watching from afar, I've never seen anything like this. And I'm based in the USA, and I know USA has the same kind of bicameral parliament and the Senate, which means the two houses of Kenya should act maturely to deliver the promises of the people who elected them. But what we saw this past week, in particular the last few days, is a joke at its highest order. And our constitution is not serving Kenyans. Kenyans have to look really hard to protect the rights of that constitution. The constitution is just good, but it's only good if it's serving the purpose of the people. And the leaders have the obligation to safeguard the benefits of that constitution. A lot of time, a lot of blood, a lot of heartaches were caused to get the constitution where it was. I thought in 2010, Kenya was turning a page to a new dispensation that would make sure that the citizens were well respected, their views were entrenched in the way the system works. I thought it would make the systems work, or in the institutions work, because if we expect one person to help Kenya, we are dead on arrival. Kenya needs a person who can protect that constitution. Kenyans needs to think about who they elect in parliament, because parliament is the center of government. If there's corruption, like what we witnessed these past few days, if there's no order, if they work at the whims of the president, now it means that we don't have a government. Now it looks like the president can do whatever he wants. As long as he has extra change in his pocket, he can dish that money to his people and pass whatever he wants. I bet you he's not done because he wants to be a king in a democracy. We are killing the democracy. I don't know how everybody is feeling. I don't know how our economic partners are feeling about this, but this is not good for business. If you are an outsider looking to invest in Kenya, you can never take your money back there. This country, this president is killing the aspirations and desires and the promises of the Kenyan people. If there is no investment, where is Kenya going? I saw this article that said maybe less than 10% of the Kenyans have over 500,000 shillings in their bank. What does that tell you? The country is hurting. The country doesn't have money. And the government doesn't see it, or it sees it but doesn't deem as necessary for it to fix that. I think African governments wants everybody to be a beggar so you can listen and follow what they are saying. It's not about empowerment. It's not about building institutions. It's not about looking about tomorrow. It's not about the kids. It's not about the suffering mothers. It's not about putting food on the table. All they do is keep taking away, sucking in blood. And they have really sucked blood of Kenyans in the last couple of years. And if all goes well in the next 3 years, they'll suck everything out of Kenyans. I'm really worried about that country. It doesn't matter which tribe you are on. I live in a country where I don't have a tribal leader or a tribal alignment, and life is just fine. I pay my taxes. I get my fair due. My security, the food and everything I do is streamlined without knowing anybody at the top. Kenyans need to step back and see they don't need to have their own kingpin or whatever at the top for the country to move forward. We need to build institutions. Institutions is what is fundamental in a good democracy. And Kenya and the current president and the government is killing institutions. Nothing works. No tax collection, screwed up. Delivery of services, screwed up. Understanding where the country is and coming up with policies to move us forward, dead. Attracting investors, dead. Increasing production for export, dead. And Kenya with the young generation of Gen Zs who are trying to get their foot on the ground so they can jumpstart their lives. And the government doesn't seem to listen. In any case, it's taking steps backward. Now you're gonna see an avalanche of hits, abductions, harassment of the Gen Z's movement. That's a next onslaught. And they are going to do it expeditiously so that the government or the president can have all the power to rule the way he wants. Kenyans, wake up. I'm watching you from afar and I feel real bad about what is going on in that country. David Macharia Karaja here, Diaspora Investor Hub.